waiting for some people. I try to do the TikTok thing. I think that's made for for younger people. I don't think that's made uh I don't think that's made for older people like me. You know what I mean? I don't think it's made for 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 older people. TikTok. And I tried. You know, I believe I like YouTube better. Go come on here more often. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just heard that they finally recognizing Black Indigenous Americans. You know what I mean? Now they finally recognizing us. Thank goodness. You know what I mean? Because it said on our record, it said on my record that my great great grandmother, you know, and my great grandfather. I mean, both. My bad. Or both. Um, you know, they was indigenous to this land. And I was about to say is it didn't say nothing about them being African. And they do have certificates that say who's from West Africa and who was, you know, they had you know, matter of fact, my dad, I remember they put uh Negro on his Negro, so I don't know how they got this whole African American thing. Except when Jesse Jackson did it, I never remember us calling us. I never remember calling us calling ourselves African anyway. I never because I'm an older female, so you know what I mean. I'm an older female, so I don't remember all that now. You know what I mean. And now they trying to recognize us. You know, and thank God for that. You know, thank goodness because as I recall, we was called Cherokee and Quattaba and all kinds of stuff. You know, but my the records that I saw for my tribe, my lineage was Quattaba. But I know Quattaba is part of I know in Cherokee, Quattaba and Cherokee. And how did I know this? Well, my great grandparents told me a long time ago. Anyway, I didn't need no I didn't need to look up these tribes because I already know what tribe. My great grandmother told me this, so I knew this way back in the '70s. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. People be lying. You know what I mean? So I don't have to do all this research, this extra research and all this stuff anyway. You know what I mean? If you don't like what I'm saying, you know, you can go somewhere else. They got other, you know what I mean? So anyway, so I just asked for you to be respectful. I never asked for anybody to agree with me in the first place. You know what I mean? I'm just saying what my great grandparents told me that we was Indians, and I got proof of that anyway. But it ain't nobody business. You know what? You probably a bot, so I'm just gonna ignore you. But anyway, like I said, my family was from North Carolina and South Carolina, and I know that it was Quattaba and Cherokee around that area anyway. So you know what I mean. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna put down this phone and I ain't gonna even read the comments. It's okay. So anyway, all I know is my family was from there. We already knew we was Cherokee. We already knew we was Quattaba. So I already got records on that. So what's the big deal? Saying what we are, all because, like I said, they just want the money. That's all it is. They just want the money. You know what I mean? That's why they did that dog roll. Let's get frank. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. That's why they was on a dog roll, right? You know what I mean? because they already said it out of their mouths that they was from originally was Native Americans, right? They was from Siberia. They already said it. They was from the Bering Strait. So what's the big deal? All because of the money. But my ancestors had to suffer, right? Even though I got proof of that anyway. I already got the records. So they never they got the records anyway. So they can keep on with whatever. But all I'm saying is this: I'm happy because now we getting federal recognized of as today. Cherokee, yes, and Creek. I seen it today. So we already getting recognized. You know what I mean? But it's a little bit too late. It's a little bit too late because I've been knew this. I've been knew this. You know what I mean? All because we was melanated people. You know what I mean? And the land. But my family, they already had land. You know what I mean? We already had our land anyway. You know what I mean? Besides, well, we already got our land, so it ain't no big deal. But I was just saying that why would we get? And then back then, I was reading something that foreigners one time wasn't even allowed to own property back then, like they say it is. So I was. That's what I'm saying. We was always been here. It don't make no sense. That's why we own our land because we was American. We was the true Americans. You know what I mean? That don't make no sense. Trying to say we was from Africa, that's crazy. It was that. That's not even enough ships to bring people over for that lad. You know what I mean? Boy, like I said, boy, they really fooled us with the information, with the timeline and everything. You know what I mean? They really, like I said, they really fooled us with that. They can miss me with that. You know what I mean? So, so anyway, so I always knew. I thank you to my grandparents that they was right all along. That even the area they was in, that was I was seeing a lot of Cherokee, a lot of things we was doing. Mine's is Geechee too, Gullah Geechee, yes, representing South Carolina. Also, North Carolina. My grandmother was from North Carolina. My great, yeah, let me see, yeah, South Carolina, both sides really, and I'm proud of them. But I know, I know, and thank goodness we being finally being federal recognized now, which what I mean. I've been real blessed. You know, the Most High blessed me. Most High Y'all blesses me, and I knew I just want the information to come out. That's all I wanted. So I got what I wanted. They can to me when the Most High bless me with the money, I'll be waiting. You know what I mean? Or I go to my kids because I work for my money. I work for my money. Let me tell you, I do 50, 60 hours a week for for me. So I know how to work. You know what I mean? Like my ancestors did. So we never been lazy. Like I always said we have, huh? But who been the one been taking all the welfare, right? Who's the one that been taking all the housing here, all the free land, right? We the ones that built this nation. Are y'all kidding me? Why y'all erase ours, right? Well, see, the Most High is not going to allow y'all to do that, right? You know that, right? So all this information is coming out. The Most High is not going to allow y'all to do that. So now all this information is coming out because y'all been doing some evil stuff to us. We already know. I don't have to recall anything. If y'all don't know the history, go look for a change. Y'all can do some research. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about the ones I already know. You know what I mean? So like I said, now we getting recognized. You know what I mean? We getting recognized now. Thank goodness. I knew it. I knew as soon as Aquarius, the year Aquarius hit, I already knew that all this information will come out. and boys are coming out. And now they hurrying up to try to they trying to they try to do a 2020 on us, right? Because I don't want the information to come out, right? Y'all don't want to see who was really taking stuff from this land, right? The true takers and the true fakers, the fakers and the takers. We wonder who that was, right? You know what I mean? So I see whatever is and it feels so good. It feels so good. You know what I mean? So um, like I said, I've been knowing this. I already had the information. I already knew what tribe I was for a long, long time. And now, they starting to recognize it. You know what I mean? Thank goodness. That's all I wanted. Even that is enough. Because like I said, how much money they can give us with all the stuff they did to us. All the things, and then we still this the thing I don't like is this. They know we have to buy in power, right? They know we spend trillions of dollars. So they know how blessed we are. And we still spend it with the wrong nations, right? With the wrong nations. But yet they still wanna call us SLAVE all the time. I'm sorry, I'm not used to calling whatever. They used to call us that's S word, right? SLAVE all the time, right? And so what I mean,
It is hot out here.
what's going on?
What's happening?
I'm on TikTok a little bit. It's not that hot.
You want TikTok?
Yeah. No, no. Oops. I said TikTok, YouTube.
You too live?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube Live. That's all. What are you doing?
Just chilling.
Are you out here chilling?
Mhm.
I'm trying to see what I'm gonna throw away out of this porch.
God dang, it's like freaking. You're like a heat wave out here.
Girl, it was too cold in there. That's why I came out here.
What do you mean too cold?
It was. You
Man,
can chill out here.
mom, it's hot.
Girl, why you think it's hot? Girl, feel it. Okay. I don't think it's hot. Hey, I don't think it was hot. I don't think it's hot though. Maybe because what I got on. So, how was your day? I'm fine. I'm fine. How y'all doing? My bad because oh well, now I don't have anybody on here. Sorry. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Please, thank you for my channel. It just a lot of people just say a lot of things on here, even though I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care what people say. Really, it's not gonna stop me from saying what I need to say. Really, you know what I mean? That's in their spirit. You know what I'm saying? So, but all I'm saying is this: is my grandparents was right all along about where we been. You know what I mean? That we always been here. There's no evidence that we was from Africa, even though I have nothing against Africa. But there's no evidence. Where, like I said, we're all the where the slave ship. You know, where the ships. I mean, was I guess on here you can say that. You know what I mean? Think I be on TikTok so much, they be flagging you. But yeah, where are the ships at? Where are the evidence? You know what I mean? Where all the evidence? There ain't no evidence. So what? Oh, girl, you come on. It's just a look. It's just a butterfly. Sorry, I got my dog out here. She's something else. She's something else. Every time she sees something, she always jump. She always jumping. Say hi. Say hi. And she always jumping and stuff. I have her outside because well, I don't like being outside by myself. And this is my buddy right here. She's my buddy. So she usually go outside. Plus she have to. Yeah, you already. You already had to use the restroom, did you? I had to take her to go. I had to take her out anyway. So you know what I mean. But yeah, we the true ones over here. I knew it was right. You can't believe these. You can't believe these people. What I mean. People lie to you all the time, and it's a shame. You know what I mean. It's a shame, but that's why I just keep my mouth shut and just keep to myself because I realize one thing: when you keep silent, the truth is going to come out either way. The truth is going to come out either way. Who we are, because when I was looking at the records, they said Negro, and this is for look. This is not. They said they say Negro at first, colored. Um, they said I know mine's even Indians. We was called so many things. Now, all of a sudden we African Americans, and Afro American. We was called so many words. And then when I was looking at my and mulatto, my granddaddy was called mulatto, and he was a very dark skinned man, very dark skinned. You know, uh, I don't see how he was called mulatto. But now I see now they say mulatto is from mixed race, or man, and he wasn't mixed race. Believe that he wasn't mixed race. So I don't even know why they even put mulatto down there in Georgia. Yes, he was from Conyers, Georgia. Real nice looking dark skinned man. Yes, tall. My granddad was 6 foot something, very slender, and he wasn't no, and I don't see how he got mulatto. That's all I gotta say. You know what I mean? I don't see how they gave him that for real, but they still did. You know what I mean? So yeah, they still did. But yeah, I'm so glad now we getting federal recognized. But even if we, you know what? I know soon we will get our reparations. But I also want, but I want the land. I want some land. That's all. Just give me the land. You can have that currency. Well, if it's currency, I want gold. You know what I mean? I want gold. I don't want no dollars. I don't want no more dollars. And I want no dollars with no old old European man on there. You know what I mean? That's once whole SLAVE. I know. You know what I mean? That was a owner. Of my people. That was a SLAVE owner. So go sit down. Go sit down. You need to settle down, honey. You need to settle down. Yeah. You know what I mean? So yes, Cherokee. If they do that, I'm going to go straight down there, and since we be federal recognized, you know what I mean. And I have to do more research on that. You know what I mean. Well, I already know what I am. I already said it, and going to go straight to North Carolina. There, that's where my family from. South Carolina, North Carolina. They ain't from here. Thank God, they ain't from Ohio. You know what I mean. My parents they migrated up here, and I know my grandmother did, and my granddad, and they were in Georgia. So, so I don't know. I also have to research my father's side. Father said I didn't do much research. You know what I mean? This you got. Hey, dog, been getting attacked. See, you play too much. See, I'm looking at my dog right now. Yeah. So thank goodness we getting recognized now. I did saw an article on it, and this thank you, praise the Most High, making it possible. I know my grandparents Unfortunately, I lost my mother. You know, what I mean, she always told us that last year, and she always told us that we was Cherokee. You know, what I mean, and I know, I believe my mother. She was the most righteous, truthful woman I ever met. My mother. And I'm not saying that because my mother. That's how she was. So, and she was very giving. And I know she always tell me just let it go and let the Most High fight for you, and that's what I'm trying to do on anything I do. And it look like now he's is we our prayers are now getting heard. We don't have to be ashamed of who we are now. It don't have to be a mystery anymore. You know what I mean? And yes, we got documentation stating who we are, and it's time for the last to stop. And I'm praying that the whole truth come out. And I know during this age it is. You know what I mean? If they even don't even have to give me no money, that's fine. You know what I mean? Which they should anyway. Not really, it's not fine. I say that I take that back. I'm hoping that we do get reparations or restorations, wherever how you say it, some type of retributions. You know what I mean? And restore, and restoring our nation, our true nation. You know what I mean? Who we really are, and stop lying about our history. You know what I mean? And stop taking our history. You know what I mean? Stop taking our tribal names that was over here. You know what I mean? Stop taking our tribal name that was here, because we always been here. Stop making up these stories. You know what I mean? We always been here. You know what I mean? So yes, I'm very 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 happy. You know what I mean? And I'm just reminiscing what my mother used to tell me, who we always been. We always been here. We was the ones that done all the crops. We was the ones that did all the labor at one time. You know how my grandmother used to describe it. How she used to when she was yes, picking crops. You know what I mean? Not just cotton, also picking crops uh, and other things to keep the economy going, to keep this to what I mean, and made it made my parents also bitter, grandparents bitter, because they hated, boy, they really hated them Europeans. They really hated them, and it really I really and it caused me to I mean, which I'm very very I'm very upset what they did. Very yes, I hated what they did. Yes, but the truth is now coming out. But as a people, do I hate them? No, I don't. I don't hate them. But I hated what they did to my ancestors. It was very, very heinous. It was very, very heinous. All the things they don't even put in them history books. And then what my ancestors used to tell me what they did too. They didn't include all that in the history book either. And I don't want to be graphic because I don't want to. I don't want to whatever. But they did more than what they saying too. They sure did. They did way more than what they saying. They did more than that. Putting a rope on our neck for real. They did more than that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean they described most of that, but they did way more than what they saying. Believe that. Remember, we wasn't even considered being human. You know what I mean? So remember, we was property. I was gonna say we was property anyway, considered being property. So So and then we didn't have no whatever protecting us during that time. So I can imagine what they used to do. Imagine they done way more worse than what they saying. You know what I mean? So so yeah, they did way more worse than what they saying and showing in the movies. You know what I mean? And I know they're not gonna ever show that in the movies because they ashamed what they did. You know what I mean? And they already know that's the most high and the chariots and everything else is going to get these people, man. It is weather, yeah, and it's weather, yeah. Everything is going to get these people. Yeah, they haven't seen nothing yet. Like I said, 2026 and beyond is going to get worse. It's going to get worse. And yes, they deserve it. Yes, and when that happened, you know what I mean. But it's something else. You know what I mean. But they're going to get it. You know what I mean. And all these whatever. Also, let me tell you, and also these melanated people that got involved too. They go get theirs too, including the Africans. Okay, including them too. Not the ones that from our tribe over there. Shem, not Shem. But them Hamites is going to get it too. I don't care what skin color you are. If you participate, you participate. You know what I mean? All y'all perpetrators. I'm talking about the ones that participate in it. Now there's a lot of good ones, a lot of good people. Also, I'm not saying that about y'all. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that about the righteous ones. Come on. I'm talking about the ones that participated in the all that stuff and doing that to our ancestors and all this stuff. Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all know what lineage y'all from. Come on, man. Stop trying to put us all together. I don't like that because like I said, my family never called themselves Africans. They sure never did. That's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. Like I said, we always had our own culture. We always had our own culture. So, and that's all I had to say.